navigator of the seas. We just made it on board. All right, we're on board the ship. And just like that, we're on board.
For those who've just joined us, there has been this school shooting at a high school in Parkland, Florida, which is about 50 miles due north of Miami, and we're hearing about possibility of victims there. But the local authorities there, Kevin, have said that the shooter is still at large. So this is a very dangerous situation, obviously, right now. Who is in charge right now? Do they bring the SWAT teams in? Does the FBI come in? How does this work right now?
First of all, I just want to thank everyone. We just hit 7,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is the year in review that I decided to do kind of at the last minute, but I thought it would be a great idea to recap 2018. It really has been an amazing year for myself, for my YouTube channel, so I just want to thank everybody for making this possible. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into the 2018 year in review. So we basically started the year in Tampa, since I go to school there, ship spotting, and I work there. So we had the Norwegian Dawn this year, and this wasn't the first time she was here, but it's been a while since she has been. My freshman year we had the Norwegian Star, then we had the Norwegian Jade, then we had the Norwegian Dawn, and now we actually have the Norwegian Pearl here. So you can see here the Norwegian Dawn is sailing out of the port of Tampa, most likely on a 7-night cruise, I believe. I don't exactly remember because it was in January. So now we jump forward to the Rhapsody of the Seas, pulling back into the port of Tampa, and this is from the same day. So this is the first time I believe I was able to go on board and take a quick look around the Holland America line, Rotterdam, while she was docking in Tampa. I do wheelchairs, so I have the ability to go on board. So I did have the opportunity to take a quick look around. She is a great ship. She is very small, but it is really good to see a different ship. So yeah, I got to do that a lot this year. And then we have, this is a really foggy morning in Tampa, we have the Carnival Miracle. I believe this was like the second time I was able to take a look around her, but this was the first time I actually got a good look around her, since the first time I was actually working with the Carnival Paradise. So I was on that ship the whole day. So yeah, so you can get a good look around. This is above the bridge on the Carnival Miracle, and you saw a bunch of that later in the year on the Carnival Miracle tour, which we will go over soon. So now you have the Carnival Miracle from the same day sailing under the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. This is the bridge in Tampa that connects like St. Petersburg to the south side of the Tampa area. And this bridge is actually what causes most of the bigger ships to not be able to sail into Tampa. As you can see, the Carnival Miracle almost reaches the top, so you can clearly see why we can't get anything larger than that into the port. But this is when I was able to use my drone. I was very excited about this. The drone's been giving me a lot of problems this year, so it was good to get her up in the air and get some good shots. You can see the sunset as she sails off to the Western Caribbean. So that was a really fun moment to do. And now we're going to go ahead and jump to the one event that really sticks out. You can clearly see my house is right there. Marjory Stoneman Douglas is just right around the corner from my house. I attended this school from 2011 to 2015, and from what you know, there was a mass shooting and 17 people lost their lives. So this is what I turned the TV on to see fellow students and friends evacuating a school building because someone was inside with a semi-automatic rifle hunting people. So this shot is actually right near my house. It's like on the street corner, Pine Island and Holmberg, which is where the school is located. That's the freshman building right there, and the senior lot. And then you can see this was recorded from inside, I believe, the science building. And then this park was actually just, this is where I used to play basketball and football all the time. So you can see that it really did leave a scar on our community. I think they said 8,000 people attended this. And we even had Anthony Rizzo, who is an alumni of Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, and he actually plays for the Chicago Cubs. And you can see this is just something that we never thought would happen, yet it did. So moving on to some better news, and this is actually the first time I was actually able to get myself out of the house after the event to do some chip spotting. So we have, we're back in Port Canaveral with the Oasis of the Seas and the Carnival Liberty, and again I was able to get my drone up, so it was a very good day, a good recovery day, because I had been a complete mess for about 2 weeks. So yeah, we have the Carnival Liberty sailing out now, and she does the quick 3 and 4 night cruises to the Bahamas out of Port Canaveral. I don't know if she's planning on moving anytime soon. I can't remember with all these ships. But she's in Port Canaveral right now. She's been in Port Canaveral for a while, so I think she's gonna stay. But here she's leaving, and then we switch over to the Oasis of the Seas with the drone again. So yeah, it's just the Oasis of the Seas heading out. I put way too much footage in here, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and skip across right now. Alright, so now we jump to my spring break in March. We went on the Navigator of the Seas. This is my second time sailing on her. The first time I sailed on her was 2010 out of Fort Lauderdale, actually. So now she's in Miami. I went with some friends. You can see that's my friend Jake over there. If you didn't check out his channel, definitely go check it out. It's Jake Shivers, Chivers. He posted great stuff. So this is us sailing out of Miami. I was really happy to be on this ship because I know Royal Caribbean had a long hiatus from Miami. So it was good to see a bigger ship back in there. Glad I got to sail on her. This was actually Freedom of the Seas sailing out of Fort Lauderdale, but this was like later in the day. When she was sailing next to us, she was going to Grand Cayman, so she had to go a little faster. So on this cruise, we went to where did we go? Costa Maya, which is in this clip, and we went to Cozumel. Cozumel was actually packed the day we went. There was a lot of ships, so that was pretty cool to see. And then Costa Maya, there was supposed to be another ship, another celebrity ship, but it ended up doing a reverse itinerary. So she was in Cozumel on this day. So you can see we're just walking around. Now here we are. We're jumped to Cozumel, docking next to the Celebrity Equinox, which I feel like I've seen a lot this year. I guess because she was here over the summer, so it's something different. But the MSC Seaside and the Raft City of the Seas, which is a ship I work with in Tampa, we're also docked there. That's closer to downtown. So now we jump over to May. When we got the brand new Norwegian Bliss in the port of Miami, which was amazing to see. She's definitely an amazing ship. I was actually supposed to be on her at the time I'm recording this, but we switched it to the Royal Princess because my sister got a job and she's not off until Christmas, so we had to switch it. But this is her sailing out. Brandon was actually on this sailing. I'm sure you all know Brandon at this point. He's one of my best friends. We go ship spotting all the time. We go to Disney all the time. So he was on this ship. So if you want to see footage from the 15-night Panama Canal cruise, definitely check out his channel. He's got some amazing clips on there. So I'll link his video or his channel in the description. You can check that out. But this video actually is what propelled my channel to where it is now. I gained like 5,000 subscribers from this. This video itself got over 1 million views, which I still think is unbelievable. And it's a great accomplishment, so I'm very proud. I really didn't think it would do that well, I guess because it was a new ship. We were able to get this opportunity to go see her. So this was actually the last time I'd be ship spotting for a while, or at least I thought. Because as you can see now, I was working aboard the Carnival Triumph. I was a youth staff employee, so I was in the kids camp. So I was supposed to be there from May to August, it ended up not working out the way I thought it would, so I ended up leaving after a short period. But we sailed out of New Orleans, so this is us coming back to New Orleans after our first cruise to Cozumel. You can see the Carnival Dream sailing out, and this was actually one of the coolest things I've ever seen because they're so close. And this happens every time, not every time, but like every 2 sailings. So whenever the Carnival Triumph sails out on a Saturday, and whenever we sail back in on a Monday is when we see the Carnival Dream, because she leaves on Sunday. So this was us back in New Orleans after the first cruise, and you can see downtown New Orleans as we sailed down the Mississippi River. And then we were back in Cozumel with the first ship of that we would see was the Allure of the Seas and the Carnival Victory, which is right here pulling into Cozumel. And it was pretty cool to be on a ship for a cruise, and then when it came back to its home port, you stayed on board. Even though you're working, it's different. But here, this was leaving Cozumel that same day with the Allure and Carnival Victory. This was actually during that tropical storm or whatever came through early in the season. We had some pretty rough waves sailing out. And then we were in Progresso, my first time being in Progresso. It was pretty cool. Now, this was my last day on board the Triumph. We were back in New Orleans when I flew home back to Tampa. And then this was, so now this is all over the summer. We had the Carnival Paradise sailing out. And this was one of the craziest thunderstorms I've ever seen. And I've lived in Florida my whole life. And I've been through Hurricane Wilma, Hurricane Katrina, Hurricane Irma, just almost every hurricane that's hit Florida since like 1997 when I was born. And this was one of the craziest thunderstorms I've ever seen. You can see all the lightning. So then we jump forward like a few weeks, and I had my first opportunity to tour the Carnival Vista. It's through my job, through my company. Every 6 weeks, as long as I'm still working, I get to tour a cruise ship with Carnival Cruise Line. So I decided to pick the Carnival Vista, not only because it's the Carnival Vista and she was leaving soon, but my parents actually sailed on her this week, and I had to take them to the port to drop them off. So I said, hey, why not, go on the ship for the day? So we got to go on. I got to do everything they had. So you can clearly see here I'm on the water slide. I was also able to do the ropes course and the sky ride, the little bike thing. So then we jump forward. This is the Friday before they got home. I was able to go take the drone to Miami, which has been a while since I've been able to do that, and watch the newly renovated Mariner of the Seas leave. And I had never seen the Mariner of the Seas before, so I was very excited. Then the next day, I was able to go to Port Everglades and see the Caribbean Princess and the Harmony of the Seas sailing out with the drone. And actually, this video is what got me in some trouble with the drone. So that's why you don't see them anymore. They will be back though. I have to figure everything out, but they will be back, I promise. Just please be patient with me. I'm working on it. It's a lot of stuff I have to go through. So that was Harmony of the Seas and Caribbean Princess sailing out. So then we jump forward. I went back to school, and this is now in September. This was the final day Carnival Vista was in Miami, and the first day the Carnival Horizon was in Miami. So it was a really cool event to see. I was able to take the drone up for the last time on this day to see the two ships, which I was very happy for. And this is where the drone footage actually ends. So this is the Carnival Vista sailing out on her last trip. She was heading over to Galveston, Texas, where she is now home ported at. And that you can see there, that's the blimp, that Carnival blimp they were always talking about. And I couldn't get the best footage from this because I think Carnival rented out a helicopter, so they were flying really low. So I had to be very careful with that, but they didn't fly out for the Sensation, so I got some pretty good shots of the Sensation. So that's Sensation heading out, and now what we were waiting for was the Carnival Horizon on her maiden voyage out of the port of Miami. I think she was just doing a quick 2-night cruise. Brandon and I were actually going to go on, but it wasn't expensive, but for a 2-night cruise it was expensive, so we ended up not doing it. So we skipped out on the cruise. We decided just to do the ship spotting, and then we were able to go see the brand new Symphony of the Seas in Port Canaveral for the first time it was ever in a home port. So this was her leaving. This was just like when I went to see Harmony of the Seas for the first time. There was just so many people. It was just a great event that we had. So now this is when we toured the Carnival Miracle with Brandon. I guess that was the only clip I put in there. But then I was able to go on board the Norwegian Pearl for just a quick, like 10 minutes. I had to help someone with their bags get on board, and they couldn't do it themselves, so I was with one of the crew members. So this was the footage that I got from the Norwegian Pearl. She has been renovated, so she's looking really good. I'm actually looking to sail on her in March. So then I went home for Thanksgiving break, and as you can clearly see, I had the opportunity to see the brand new Celebrity Edge, which is an amazing ship. She looks crazy. I didn't like the way she looked at first, but after seeing her in person, I loved it. So then, this was also Thanksgiving break. This was Saturday. I was able to go down to Miami and see all the ships leave from there. And they actually all ended up leaving late, so that was weird. And then my grandparents the next day left on the New Amsterdam, which is the ship right here. They were on a 7-night cruise to the Caribbean, so we were able to go drop them off at the port, so that's why I was there. And then this was pretty much wrapped up the end of the year with Harmony of the Seas at Port Everglades. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching this whole video. I know it's kind of long, but I decided I wanted to do it because I had such a great year. So I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. I hope next year, 2019, is just as good as this year. So I will see you guys next year.